this place. The sun's about to break. You're riding shotgun. The feeling we chase. I'm wide awake. Take me away now. 'Cause I won't go down the same old path again now. No, I've been running out of air, so let me catch my breath. Feeling I've got's making me crazy.
Good morning, Orange County. I made a mistake today. Wanted to give a nice bowl of pho because there's some really amazing pho places around here that are open super early, but I have to be in Las Vegas by 12, so see what I can do. Oh, by the way, I found out what the slot on the side of the suitcase is for. I really like the drive between Los Angeles and Vegas. There's so many really neat things. There's a ghost town I just passed. I wish I had time to go. I love ghost towns. I love ghosts and I love towns. I think coming up, it's the largest gas station in California. We'll stop by because need some gas. It's also home of Peggy Sue's Diner. There it is. This is apparently the largest gas station in California. Eddie World. Okay. Wow, that is a giant ice cream sundae. Honestly, it looks way more impressive. Like that looks way more impressive than this. It looks like a regular gas stop. Also, I don't really see Peggy Sue's Diner anywhere. Maybe I'm at the wrong largest gas station in California. We are here, Las Vegas. Oh, been a year and a half since I was here. There's a lot of people in the pool. Time is actually pretty tight. I gotta go take a shower and then already booked the place for hot pot. I'm not going to the hot pot yet because they messaged me and they said there's better stuff later tonight, so I'll go check it out later. But I'm at this place to eat crossing the bridge noodle soup. Oh my gosh, that is a tub. Look at the size of this thing. This is, I feel like a witch or a wizard. I'm about to put in a bunch of ingredients into my brew, but you know, no eye of newt or something like that. I think I should have been taken out of the freezer sooner. I'm afraid it's gonna make my soup cold. It's good soup. It's not the best soup I've ever had, but it's very good soup. Usually the soup is less spices in here. I guess this is the spicy version, so it's got more going on. It's pretty good crossing the bridge noodle soup. I will cross the bridge for this noodle soup. Broth is pretty flavorful. Nice and smooth, really deep. Good flavor. Ingredients are fresh, which is nice. I feel like the meat could have been less frozen and also kind of missing an egg. You know, crossing the bridge noodle soup always needs like a little quail egg, but this doesn't have it.
A few minutes later.
I just want to say, this is so nice. Just sitting out here. Eating a jiggly pancake. I don't even really want a jiggly pancake, but it's all like, you know, it's Vegas, so it's kind of sexy when food's jiggle and stuff. You kind of want to see things dance, but you don't want to go to a club, get a jiggly pancake. Ooh, oh, this is so light. Usually when you find these jiggly pancakes in the US, they're kind of dense. This is the lightest one I think I've encountered so far. Whoa. This might be the best version I had this outside of Japan. Most places I've got this, New York, I had this in LA once. It's really dense. This is so cloud-like. Seriously, if you're a fan of these jiggly pancakes, come here and try this version. This is, it's like eating a cloud. As soon as it touches your tongue, it just melts completely. Surprising, but very happy find. All right, gonna eat this, maybe find something to do, and then hot pot. All right, back for dinner, chubby cattle.
Strange brew is what we're used to.
Okay, so this is Chubby Cattle. I like the name. I saw this actually in Philadelphia. I didn't get a chance to go. So this used to be a conveyor belt hot pot, which I really would have loved to try, but obviously with the whole COVID situation going on, you just order stuff and they bring it to you.
Get high on life, that's me and you.
First appetizer is here. This is crazy. This is a Wagyu sushi with foie gras on top, and it's sitting on like a smoky dry ice bed. This is Miyazaki Wagyu, and they say they get their Wagyu flown in every single Wednesday. So every single week, a fresh batch of Wagyu comes in here. That is incredible. You know what I'm saying? I expected a fattiness because of the foie gras and of course the A5 Wagyu, but it's not only buttery, it's spicy with that kick of wasabi. It's got a great garlic flavor as well. It's just so many things are just melting onto this rice. Second little bite of appetizer. This is a mini beef taco, Miyazaki Wagyu beef as well. Little onions, carrots, I think. Scallions on top. That's good. Only thing I wish I had was a little bit of salsa. I think a little bit of acid would be great with this. I mean, when you have A5 beef as, you know, part of your ingredients, it is gonna melt. This thing is just like a really warm, comforting, nice feeling taco. And we got our soup bases already, so a lot of the soup bases are coming, and this is their spicy. Oh, that's good. The spicy one is normally the hardest one to get right flavor-wise because oftentimes the flavor of the broth is just completely overpowered by the peppercorn and the chilies. This, you taste the meat, you taste the bone. So this is a combination of beef, pork, and chicken. That's good broth. The bone broth itself is okay. I'm gonna try this. This is the oxtail tomato. Whoa, full-on oxtail in here. Ooh, look at this falling apart. Oh, that's delicious. Slightly sweet, sour tomatoes, and just a powerful beefy broth. If you don't eat spicy, that would be your go-to dip in broth. For me though, holy cow, I absolutely love the spicy one. So spicy, so flavorful. This thing, if you dip meat in here, you really don't need a dipping sauce. So this is the vegan one with a lot of shrooms. Not proud to say this, but vegan one's pretty good. Really flavorful mushroom broth. This is what I love about hot pot. You can come here and eat this with anybody. Like whether they're a vegan, they're a meatitarian, they love spice, they don't love spice, they love spice, they can't tolerate ketchup. Whatever it is, hot pot will provide. Holy cow. What are you pouring in here? Eggs?
Use the egg, make sure it's no overcooked.
Wow.
Make it more juicy for the Wagyu beef. Wagyu beef, we recommend cooking time only 5 to 8 seconds.
5 to 8 seconds, okay.
5 to 8 seconds.
Thank you. This is a work of art. Look at the marbling, snow white marbling on this Wagyu. This just looks like the first snow of winter landing on a meaty pasture. I know how to make this perfect now. Take some of this broth, pour it over the little tacos. I think some of this tomato broth as well, for just a bit of sweetness and sourness. Try that when you come here. That makes something that's already fantastic even better. Just when I think things can't get any more sexy in this place. Wow, this Australian lobster looks menacing. What's up with this? Look at his horns on top of his head. You do not want to cook this way too much. That's as good of a bite of hot pot meat you will ever put in your mouth. The egg, oh wow. How come I never knew about this egg trick before with Wagyu? The egg not only adds that extra cream factor, it tenderizes the meat even more. Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. It's like eating the ultimate steak and egg hot pot breakfast. And everything just fits together so well, especially in this spicy, nummy broth. That's about the tenderest thing I've had at a hot pot meal. If you're here, you must get that. I think everywhere I go, if I go to another hot pot place and they're giving me Wagyu without eggs, we're gonna have a talk. Oh, Alex comes bringing gifts.
Handmade noodle. It comes with 3 different flavors.
What is it?
Purple yam, green tea, and tomato. And then this one is red tea.
That looks so good. I feel like I should be taking that and skipping on my way to grandma's house. Seriously, look, this is just adorable. I'm really suspicious that they might have stolen this from Red Riding Hood or something. Oh, tomato broth is great. Spicy one, still my favorite. You guys know I've eaten Japanese Wagyu in a lot of hot pot places, but with the egg, with this broth, this might be one of the best combinations in terms of flavor and texture and tenderness of all the Wagyu experiences I've had at hot pot places. This is the best. That's the American Wagyu. I told you guys about the American Wagyu. Much greater beefy flavor, less tender. So if you're really not into the buttery flavor of the A5 Wagyu, I don't know why you wouldn't be. Go for the American Wagyu. Look at this, spicy Wagyu. This is a chain, so they have a location at Dallas. So feeling pretty good about Dallas. Wow. I feel like that flavor hits you in 2 waves. First thing you get, of course, tenderness of the Wagyu, the spiciness of the broth, and then the meat marinade, that flavor, the stuff that's been kind of pounded into the meat itself, that starts exploding on your tongue and covering your taste buds, and that stuff, it's got a punch of umami flavor, and it just burns you right on the tip of your tongue with that heat. This is good. I'm mainly won over by the egg Wagyu in this broth, but wow, when you take the bite, it's almost head and shoulders better than the next best hot pot meat and broth I've had. Ooh, lobster meat. When I take a bite of this, a song comes to mind. Sweet dreams are made of this. All that spice and numminess still doesn't cover how sweet the meat is, which of course is a good thing. That lobster might look menacing, but that thing is sweet. Like candy of the sea that, you know, looks like a parched dragon. This stuff, I'm telling you, like meat, lobster meat, crab meat, it's all good. The innards though, it's like nature's miso. Trust me, try it. It's so creamy, the flavor is just something you can't get from like a sauce or something artificial. It's just one of the best things nature ever created is crab and lobster innards. It is. All right, apparently this place has a happy hour time where they give everyone a drink and they drink it together, something like that. This place is packed, by the way, right now.
Lychee martini, we make it like this, sir.
A jello shot. So this is the special drink everyone gets.
And then you guys don't want alcohol, we have the Sprite here.
Ah, sweet. I don't drink alcohol, so Sprite it is for me.
Let's count down and celebrate together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy Hot Pot. It's good Sprite. All right, my favorite part of the hot pot meal. Well, not my favorite part, but the conclusion of the hot pot meal with this. Nice carrying case for everything. Presentation is key at this place. You guys see my hot pot videos, you know what I'm about to do. Take your little scoopy scoop, put it inside the broth, crack your egg. and just let it cook for about 3 minutes. Poach that egg in the hot pot broth. Favorite part of the hot pot meal? Check this out. Perfectly poached egg on top of the noodles and the beef. Oh, that's so good. Creamy egg yolk covering the noodles, cooked in that delicious spicy broth. Best way to end this meal is this right here. This is a fantastic hot pot place. Ingredients are amazing. Broth is spectacular. And the Wagyu with egg yolk, must try. Pretty good first day in Vegas. I haven't really explored Chinatown in Las Vegas yet. Gonna do that tomorrow. Good morning. First full day in Las Vegas. Now, you guys know I love ramen. I worship at the altar of the ramen gods. And typically ramen shops all behave the same way. They usually don't open early. They usually open around 10, 11, 12, and they usually don't open late. But have you ever heard of a 24-hour ramen place? Me neither. I'm going there right now. I like how Chinatown in the city is so distinct. Like you definitely know when you're in Chinatown. This is it, Shoku Ramen. Oh, it kind of sounds like the name of my new ramen shop. These are definitely some of the most jazzed up dumplings I've seen. Usually you just get dumplings and some dipping sauce. This thing is sitting in a dipping sauce. Some scallions and sesame. Good stuff, man. Especially you get one that's kind of loaded with that crispy stuff on top. It's something like you don't normally expect from a dumpling to be like that crispy, to have that additional dimension of flavor. 2 bowls of noodles. Got the oxtail and the shinigami. So the oxtail, what they have in here is, I see a little tempura, shredded tender oxtail, 2 crispy tempura soaked in the broth. I think it's some sort of minced meat over here, a little bit of greens, and in the middle, drowning in the broth, curly yellow noodles. Right away, when I'm mixing the noodles, I smell the miso. There's some mushroom in here as well. And you can smell the rich pork aroma coming from the broth too. And on the side, they give you yuzu chili sauce to add into the rich broth and kind of cut through things a little bit. That is good. Right away, you taste the garlic, the ginger. Broth is rich and smooth. It definitely needs some of these chilies. Oh yeah. Add the chili sauce. Add all of the chili sauce. The spicy yuzu sauce combined with the rich, creamy broth is exactly what you've been craving for. I've actually never seen tempura in bowls of ramen before. Usually when you get tempura, there's always a soup to dip it in. And what better way to eat a tempura than to soak it in delicious, buttery ramen broth. I don't understand why this is not done in every single ramen place. I might have to steal this thing for my ramen shop. This is the shinigami. Right away, this thing kind of takes your breath away a little bit, right? Torched pork belly right here. You got karaage. If you're into some Japanese fried chicken and you can't decide what to eat, Japanese ramen or Japanese fried chicken, you get both here. Some eggs, some mushrooms. Look at this, torched corn as well. Again, curly yellow noodles. Ooh, just a huge whiff of garlic. This broth, for some reason, I feel like it tastes more buttery than the last broth. This is the chilies you're supposed to add. Oh, you know those chilies I called harmless? They'll mess you up. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I wasn't really expecting it either. Japanese fried chicken, dip it into the broth. Couple firsts in this ramen meal for me. First time I had tempura in my ramen. First time I had karaage in my ramen. I feel like these two should be constant staples at any ramen place. The outside soaks up that delicious broth so nicely. So you still retain a little bit of crunch, which is absolutely perfect. I think overall flavor, I like the oxtail one better. This thing has definitely got more smoke, more garlic flavor. And if you add the heat, just be prepared. All right? Don't be like me. I think the char siu might be the weakest element in the bowl. It's nice and toasty, which is great, but there's not a lot of flavor to this. Still good. I definitely prefer the oxtail more. Reason 5,841 why I love Vegas. 24-hour delicious Japanese ramen. This is one of my favorite places to go. This is the Clark County Archery Gun Range, so you can come and shoot arrows here. It's like 10 bucks, you get to shoot for as much as you want. Just want to say I'm pretty good. Oh, right there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Of course, I also did that and this, so but I was pretty proud of that. It's not a fluke. Zombie apocalypse comes, you want me on your team. Back in Chinatown, I was looking at places that I really want to eat, and this thing kind of stood out because it's like the only clay pot rice spot in the city. Okay, all day clay pot menu. This is what I want. I want 3 preserved meats. Wow, so their appetizer, it's water steamed eggs. Now this is a recipe. I created a version of this recipe, and it's really good. So this thing is actually super easy to make. But if you ever try to make this and you know what it is, and you had this before, you'll realize this is the best way to eat your egg. It's like an egg pudding. It's like softer than tofu. This thing is really easy to make. I'll link my recipe down below for you guys if you want to try it out. Trust me, you'll never eat your egg scrambled again. Someone offers you a scrambled egg in the future, you'd be like, yo, that sounds civilized. I want you to steam my egg with water and soy sauce. Oxtail soup. This thing, ooh, you see all the fat floating to the top, and so many Chinese foods are, you know, they taste good, but also there's like medicinal qualities to it. Look at this. This thing has a ton of herbs, some jujubes, and this thing, I believe that is a lily, dry lilies. Very light and subtly sweet. There's scallops in here. I'm gonna add some white pepper to it. Oh, that is good. This is the best part of the soup. Super tender meat. And the meat is so flavorful too. So interesting because usually you get like a beef soup or herbal soup, something like this. You don't see seafood. Usually you don't get both seafood and the beef. You get that here. Really unique version of the soup. Oh, delicious. Clay pot rice is one of those Chinese comfort foods that everywhere I go, I always crave it. There's not actually a lot of places that serves this. And like I said, I think this is the only place in Vegas that serves it. Even in New York City, there's only a few places that have it. And the genius of this is cooked over a clay pot, so you get that nice crispy rice on the bottom and on the side. You put in the sweet soy sauce, mix it all together. I don't know if you can hear the soft crunch of the crispy rice. That's like the most important part of this. If there's no crispy rice in your clay pot rice, it might be in a clay pot, but it ain't clay pot rice. And this, tons of crispy rice. And I got the 3 preserved vegetables. So Chinese lapchang, fatty pork, and preserved duck. This dish is actually really not hard to make, but it's hard to do well. And if you love rice dishes or fried rice, go find a place that serves this. You will fall in love with this dish. And those of you who are in Vegas, come here and try this. They do it really well. I always get this when I'm in New York, but my favorite place to have this was back in Hong Kong.
Unbelievably good. Also, this owner is really nice, so come here and show them some support. So I got the preserved meats, and we also got the black bean ribs. I always get the preserved meats because, you know, there's more meats, but I would actually recommend the black bean rib. I'm halfway through eating this. I want to compliment this even more because I'm tasting a lot of the crispy rice now, kind of all mixed in here. Like every single bite, you get some of the crispy rice. And that textural change is so significant in this dish. They really did a good job with this. I discovered my favorite piece of meat, the smoked pork belly. It's the best. You're chewing the fat part, and that thing is just melting in your mouth, while the smoky lean meat part just gets tastier and tastier the more you chew. That's me. Yeah.
Been driving around, singing songs way too loud because we wanna. Picking up all our friends, fill up the car till it bends because we wanna. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives.
Taking a mid-afternoon dessert break because apparently that's just what I do now. Again, this Chinatown / Asia area just stretches so far down. So if you just get off the strip, you get on this road called Mountain Spring Road. Start seeing like Starbucks in a nice Asian kind of structure. When you're driving down, Asianness is all you see. It's amazing. If I lived here, I just be here all the time. This is one of the biggest Chinatowns I've been to in the country. Like New York is really dense, obviously, so it's more people in the New York Chinatowns, but it stretches out further than any Chinatown I've been to. So they got this mango roll, but really why I stopped to look at it, this is really cute, it's really cute. All right, here it is. How good is that? It's a little jiggly pig. With, oh, did it poop? Did it poop boba? And you know what happens when your jiggly pig poops boba. You gotta punish it. Bad jiggly pig. Bad jiggly pig. Bad, 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 bad. Oh, I feel bad. I don't want to carve out this face. So I'm just gonna take a little pig's butt. This thing, actually pretty yummy. And they give you little poppin' bobas on the side. Never had a poppin' boba before? It's like a soft crystal shell with like fruit juice in the middle. Wait a minute. Breaking news. There might be things inside this pig. What? Oh my gosh, what? Oh, there's more poppin' boba inside. I knew that was a jiggly pig's poop. Mmm. Oh, this is good. This mango crepe cake I'm eating. It tastes like breakfast rice steamed noodle dishes, but here it's wrapped around mango and some cream. This is delightful. Outside is slightly chewy. Inside, of course, delicious mango. I think I like this more than the pig. I would highly recommend getting this when you come here. Last meal of the day. So far in Chinatown, I've had Chinese food, Japanese food, Korean fried chicken. This place, Karaoke Q Studio. Well, I'm kind of confused. The place I'm looking for is called Q Bistro. This is Q Studio. Oh, it's the same thing, but this is dine-in and that is pickup. I think. Where's your chicken?
It's actually going to be next to our Q Bistro. This is our karaoke side.
Oh,
So-
I thought you had chicken in here. Oh, so there's chicken over there.
Yeah, so we own both sides.
Okay.
And then, that side's the legit restaurant side, and then
Okay.
this is our karaoke side.
Oh,
And then-
okay.
but we do the restaurant menu on both sides.
So apparently this fried chicken place has a cheese fondue, which I can only order if I dine in here. So my desire for the cheese fondue outweighs my fears right now. I'll probably just eat a little bit and take the rest to go. I just want to dip some chicken in that fondue. Okay, so this is the cheese fondue. And you get your chicken wings. Flavors, you get original soy garlic Supreme. I'm not a fan of Supreme, the brand, but when you put that by food, I kind of want it. Chicken looks absolutely scrumptious. Doing the chopstick test, you can tell this is gonna be crispy. Cheese fondue is a boiling. Wow, this is decadence. This is definitely the supreme. The familiar taste of the fried chicken you will find in South Korea right here. Super crispy outer shell, not overwhelmingly sweet, slight hint of spice. You know what we gotta do with this.
Delicious crispy chicken, surrounded by amazing sides and a fountain of cheese to dip whatever I want in. I'm basically back in Korea. Chicken is absolutely fantastic, by the way. The soy garlic one. Texture is amazing. This one is sweeter than the Supreme. As good as this chicken is it wrong for me to love that cheese fondue more than the chicken itself? And this side, oh, there's cheesy corn on the bottom. I was wondering why this side wasn't melting as fast as the other. After spending a lot of time in South Korea, I came to two conclusions. One, Korean fried chicken may be the best fried chicken in the world. And two, if dipping cheese on basically everything you're eating is wrong, I never want to be right. Soy garlic is good. Supreme is excellent. This dish is just the most perfect representation of Las Vegas. It's colorful, it's saucy, it's cheesy. It's often a little too much, but you cannot get enough of it and you keep coming back for more. Oh, it's good fried chicken. I haven't walked around the strip since I got here. I feel like if I don't just go walk around or do something active, my food baby will start to show.
Got me looking all rough, got me losing my toughness. Break the spell, let me tell you. Every single night it's a lucid light.
Okay, I tried walking down the strip because that's one of my favorite things to do in Vegas, but way too many people. So just gonna go back to my room and watch anime. Tomorrow, I'm really excited. I'm going to a hot pot restaurant that's actually in a casino. And this thing, I think it's gonna be unlike any other hot pot place I've ever been to. And as always, all the places I went to listed down below for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Until we eat again, I'll see you later.